Good morning, everyone. Now, how is and was the language policy, bilingual education policy, being enacted within our school? Or how is it implemented currently in our school curriculum nowadays? Now, bilingual education policy, or also known as DEC Department Series Order Number 9, was first implemented in 1974. It has really been a long time. Now, this aims to promote bilingualism and multilingualism among Filipinos. Now, this is one way to really embrace our culture and diversity among Filipinos. And this is also caters, no, this policy also caters in really guiding to promote education for everyone to really be inclusive. No? Because though this policy mandates that English and Filipino is to be used as the primary language of instructions in schools, while with regional or local languages used as auxiliary languages. Now, this means that although we use primary languages, English and Filipino, but the, the supplementary languages such as our own dialects or the regional dialects that we use within our region is to be uh, a follow up to really let the students understand the lesson that was given. So, however, the implementation of this policy has been really inconsistent and uneven across the country, with many challenges and obstacles along the way. Many schools and teachers struggle to effectively teach both English and Filipino. Um, as we can see nowadays, there's really a strife or a struggle within the junior high school or even colleges nowadays who can't really read or speak straight English or Filipino. I, for one, struggle with how I can speak with Filipino. Kahit naman nakaintindi ako ng Tagalog o nakaintindi ako ng Filipino, lingwaheng Filipino, pero di ako gaano kaalam. Ah, Kasi, ngayon, medyo nauutal-utal ako. Kasi, yung ano ko, or the the primary language that I use really is English. And then with my mother tongue, which is Bisaya. That's why you really struggle with Filipino. Uh, it is because how I dictate or how my intonations are or how I speak really set this kind of a barrier. Now, along this, many schools struggle to effectively teach English and Filipino, as well as the local language and resources. And it's because of the lacking of resources and the language learning is really insufficient. That's a really sad fact. Now, in recent years, there has been a renewed focus on implementation or how the teachers or the Department of Education or any agencies organizing bodies for education to really innovate or to make this policy no to merely make this policy effective, but with the aim of improving educational outcome for Filipino students. Now, this also includes providing more resources nowadays and training for teachers. Now, as well as promoting the use of local languages in the classroom. That's why the mother tongue subject has been erupted or uh, uh, has been now part of the school curriculum. No? So overall, while there have been challenges in implementing the bilingual educational policy, there is a growing recognition of the importance of multilingualism in the Philippines and the commitment to really improve language education for all students. Now, this really helps a lot in terms of really understanding the lessons that are given, no, in particular. Uh, this is basically a holistic way approach to really learn uh, our part also as students and also as teachers. Now, this goes both ways, where a teacher can really give the best way of to how to teach the lesson, and also for the students to really understand what the lesson is all about. No, to really thoroughly, no, I will use the word thoroughly, because when we understand English, we understand Filipino, then we supplement it with the regional languages that we have, our own dialect. Now, how can one student really not learn? Now, this is one way that the implementer, or for those organizing bodies, has found a way that this may be really be effective in teaching and also learning for students. Now, although there's a strife and struggle nowadays, but this is really what I see personally uh, as one of the gateways to really understand or give ways for Filipinos to be really be globally competitive, or this is one way to really know how really smart a Filipino is.
Bilingual education policies are designed to provide education in two languages with the aim of promoting proficiency in both languages and ensuring that students have equal access to educational opportunities. However, there are several languages issues associated with these policies, including language proficiency. Bilingual education policies may assume that students are proficient in both languages, but in reality, many students may have varying levels of proficiency in each language. This can make it challenging for teachers to effectively deliver content in both languages and ensure that students are learning at a similar pace. Number two is cultural bias. Bilingual education policies may also be influenced by cultural biases, with certain languages or cultures being valued more highly than others. This can lead to inequitable treatment of students and may perpetuate discrimination and inequality.
Second is resource allocation. Bilingual education policies required additional resources, including teachers who are proficient in both languages, instructional materials in both languages, and classroom space that can accommodate instruction in both languages. These resources may not always be readily available, especially in areas where there are few bilingual teachers or where there is limited funding for education. The third one is language dominance. In some cases, bilingual education policies may lead to the dominance of one language over the other. This can occur if one language is more heavily emphasized in instruction, if one language is perceived as more valuable than the other, or if students are not equally proficient in both languages. Overall, why bilingual education policies have the potential to promote language proficiency and equal access to educational opportunities, they also raise a number of complex language issues that must be carefully considered and addressed.
In actual language instruction, some specific issues related to language learning were addressed in different ways. For example, pronunciation. Some language courses provide extensive training in pronunciation through drills, audio materials, and feedback from teachers or tutors. The emphasis may vary depending on the language, but usually, learners are encouraged to imitate native speakers and to pay attention to the stress, intonation, and practice with pronunciation. The second one is vocabulary. Many language courses focus on building vocabulary through various methods such as memorization, word association, and exposure to real-life language usage. The third one is grammar. Learning grammar is often a significant focus in language instruction, with many courses providing detailed explanations and exercises to help understand and practice the rules of the language. The fourth one is the cultural content. Some language courses also emphasize the culture context of a language, providing information on costumes, traditions, and actual taboos that can impact how the language is used in a different setting. And the last one is interactive practice. Interactive practice is a language courses incorporate interactive practices with other learners or native speakers to help develop conversation skills and real-world usage. So overall, language instructions aims to address a wide range of issues that can be impact language learning, providing a comprehensive and engaging approach to developing language proficiency.
Yes, because bilingual education is an approach to education that involves teaching academic content in two languages. Typically, the student's native language and second language. The goal is to help students become proficient in both languages while also providing them with a high-quality education. Proponents of bilingual education argue that it can provide numerous benefits to students, including improved academic achievement, increased language proficiency, and greater cultural awareness. They also argue that it can help students maintain their native language and cultural identity, which can be particularly important for students from immigrant families.